Hi, I'm Ron Miller. I'm a medical malpractice attorney with Miller & Zois. My law firm handles birth injuries around the country involving meconium aspiration. Meconium is the earliest form of stool produced by a fetus. Meconium is largely composed of materials ingested by the fetus during the time it's in the uterus. This includes intestinal cells, mucus, amniotic fluid, bile, and water. Meconium develops in the fetal bowel between the 10th and 16th week of gestation. About 10% of the time when meconium is present in the amniotic fluid, meconium gets into the baby's lungs, causing meconium aspiration syndrome. This can cause lung failure and respiratory distress. If the condition is severe enough, the baby can suffer a lack of oxygen, causing permanent brain injury and disability, and even death. The most common injury that you see in birth injury cases involving meconium is hypoxic ischemic injury. Meconium aspiration can lead to a lawsuit in two ways. One, failure to diagnose meconium aspiration, and two, failure to treat meconium aspiration when you know it's present. Passage of meconium before birth can be triggered by different stresses to the fetus. Usually this stress results from normal labor contractions, but sometimes it's due to other causes such as infection and poor blood or low oxygen flow to the fetus. Oftentimes meconium aspiration occurs as a result of fetal stress and lack of oxygen during labor and delivery. Because of this, it's very important for an obstetrician to carefully monitor the fetal heart strips for any signs of fetal distress, and then to communicate this to the neonatologist after delivery regarding the possibility of meconium aspiration. If there is meconium in the amniotic fluid prior to delivery, the obstetrician and the neonatologist should consider the possibility of aspiration and monitor the baby closely. Obstetricians and neonatologists can be found liable for medical malpractice for not intervening in time to prevent a lack of oxygen from meconium aspiration. If a mother's amniotic fluid appears to have meconium, the obstetrician can perform an amnio infusion prior to delivery, whereby a tube is inserted into the uterus to infuse amniotic fluid with sterile fluid, which may help dilute the meconium. Once the baby is delivered, the standard of care requires suctioning of the baby's upper airways, giving the baby supplemental oxygen, antibiotics, and in some cases, the administration of nitric oxide, which can enlarge the blood vessels to help the baby get more oxygen to the lungs. A failure to follow these simple procedures could lead to a permanent and debilitating injury to the baby. My law firm handles meconium aspiration birth injury cases. If you have a child who suffered meconium aspiration, call me. Again, my name is Ron Miller. My number is 800-553-8082. We can talk about your options for pursuing a potential case. Thank you.